Event number 6 for the individuals is 100 double unders, 50 handstand push-ups, 40 toe to bar, 30 shoulder to overhead with a fat bar, and then lunge that fat bar 100 feet. 4 times. Workout 6 has the athlete starting on their green mat. On 3, 2, 1, go, they step forward and complete 100 double unders. 98, 99, 100. The athlete then crawls underneath her wall and performs 50 handstand push-ups. 49, 50. She then comes to her bar where she does 40 toe to bar. 39, 40. At the completion of the toe to bar, she steps forward and does her 30 shoulder to overhead. 9, 10. 11, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 29, 30. On completion of her 30th rep, she'll then start to lunge to the other side of the stadium floor. She'll continue the lunge till she passes the designated drop-off point for the weight. And then she finishes on her red finish mat.
During every double under, we need to see the rope pass around the athlete's body twice. The rope must be moving forward, and any missed attempt will not count. Every repetition of handstand push-up begins when the athlete kicks up into a locked out position. From there, the athlete must touch their head to the mat and return to a fully locked out position with the heels on the wall. Every repetition of handstand push-up must be performed with the palm of the hand clearly inside the taped mark. The fingers may spill over the edge, but as soon as the palm touches the white line, that's a no rep. The feet must also remain inside the width of the taped mark on the floor. Kipping is allowed, but we must see the athlete return to the locked out position with the heels clearly on the wall. A common no rep will be seen when Julie does not have her head touch the mat. That's a no rep. If Julie's head touches the mat but she fails to get lockout, that's a no rep. If the feet extend beyond the taped line, that's a no rep. If Julie's heels come away from the wall before she hits extension, that's a no rep. Every repetition of toes to bar begins with the athlete hanging at full extension and the athlete's heels passing behind the vertical line of the pull-up bar. The repetition finishes when both feet make contact between the athlete's hands. Any part of the athlete's feet may make contact between the hands. However, a miss of the pull-up bar is a no rep. The feet must make contact at the same time between the hands for the repetition to count. That's a no rep. Any contact outside the athlete's hands is a no rep. After every repetition, we need to see the athlete come down to a fully extended arm position. If the arms are bent at the beginning of the repetition, that rep won't count. No rep. If the heels fail to pass behind the vertical line of the pull-up bar, those repetitions will not count. For the shoulder to overhead, the bar begins at rest on the ground. Julie will clean the weight to her shoulder. Every repetition begins with the bar touching the shoulder and finishes when the body is locked out. That includes the knees, hips, and elbows. The bar must clearly be in line with the athlete's body when viewed from profile. Julie's feet must begin on the white mark and end on the white mark. This includes a push press, a push jerk, or a split jerk. Both feet must be brought back in line on the white mark for the repetition to count. At the completion of her 10th repetition, Julie will lower the weight and bring the weight to the next marked area. Regardless of the style of lift that the athlete chooses, if the lockout position is not achieved, that's a no rep. If the bar is lowered before lockout is achieved, that's a no rep. If the athlete stumbles during a repetition, they must have their feet back together on the designated white area for the repetition to count. Once the athlete has completed their 30th repetition successfully, the bar will be brought back down to the front rack position and lunges will begin. The lunges must begin with both feet on the white marked area. During every repetition of lunge, we need to see the trailing knee touch the ground and the knee and hip reach full extension before the next step is taken. Lunges must be performed with the barbell in the front rack position. The barbell placed on the back will not count. If the athlete fails to touch their knee to the floor, that repetition will not count and the athlete will be moved back to the start of that repetition. If the athlete fails to reach full extension of the knee or the hip, that repetition will not count and the athlete will be called back to the position of the last successfully completed rep. The athlete must lunge the weight past the designated line and lock out the last repetition before lowering the barbell. Then the athlete must get to the finish mat. Both feet must be on the finish mat before time is called. For individual event 6, the athlete must complete 25 handstand push-ups to move on in the competition. The time cap for this event is 15 minutes.